Hi everybody, so here I am doing something that I really love to do, which is watering these plants. Well, they're not plants really, they're bushes. Well, they will be. And it's that time of night where there's a beautiful sunset. That's just looking down the road in my project here, and that's the house. And that's looking the other way. Nothing but pineapple fields. In the background you might be able to hear some music. Music travels a long way here, and it's very likely that the music that you can hear is coming from the temple, which might surprise you. But temples here are very lively. They are the centre of the community. They put on charity events to raise money for the temple. They have music, dancing, food, games, things for kids, things for families, market stalls. Really good it is going to a temple. Seem to go back to North Wales and I go to the religious places I love to go to in Chester, and quite a lot of the churches are closed or they're charging to get in. I know everybody's trying to do the best, but really these places, these sanctuaries, these places of good energy and respite and everything should be free. That way you get people to go. Anyway, that's another story, but here I am watering these beautiful bushes which really were planted too early, but you live and learn. They're taking lots of water at the moment, and until they establish roots, this is something I've got to do every day, but I find it quite therapeutic. And maybe while I'm here somebody will come past on a motorbike and I always shout "Sawadee Cap," which is hello, and hopefully they reply. I'm trying my best to be accepted here, working with the community, as a member of the community, probably one of the only phalanx foreigners in this village. A couple of others I know, but particularly where I am here. And this village spreads far and wide. If you Google Inlet 5, you'll see it's all farms. About 7k from town and the beach, which is the tourist area. And it is a good tourist area. Good family tourist area. It's not a rough area, it's a good postcode. Can you hear those? Lots of noises. As I've said before, it's like living in a pet shop here. So I posted something on YouTube earlier about the skills that people have, and I'm looking over there at, you won't be able to see on a selfie video, it's quite dark, but there's children over there playing. I watch them playing quite a lot, and the beauty is they do play. They play as I remember I used to do, in the dirt. They play with stones, they play with sticks. They make things into toys because there's not many toy shops here. They do actually have Wi-Fi and phones and stuff, and occasionally you'll see them doing things on YouTube, but they're not getting they're not getting the stuff that we get in the UK, because there's a bit of an embargo. It's like, we have parental filters, don't we, in the UK for kids? Well, pretty much a lot of Thai news and a lot of Thai internet access has got the same sort of restrictions, and you could judge that harshly. I know in other places in Asia, I won't mention the names, they've shut the communications down because of a dictatorship. Here I do believe that there's a real sort of concern of corruption of people's morals by watching things that we consider as normal in Western society. You don't get a lot of gratuitous sex here, or gratuitous violence. Here's somebody coming down the road now. They won't say hello because they're in a car, but I'm going to say hello to them. Hello! And there is still an innocence that I feel is worth preserving here. There's a simplicity, a purity, which I find very endearing and very humbling actually. There's massive gratitude when you meet people, a genuine care and concern. Everybody that comes here to the house stays in the guest bungalow or uses the pool or gets anything from the farm, because we do produce things and give things away. Genuinely grateful, and quite often you give something away because you think people have got nothing, and next day they're turning up to do something for you or to give you something back. It's very, very special belief system, Buddhism, and particularly the way that they practice it in Thailand, and particularly where I am in Hua Hin. And I teach this stuff, don't I? You know that I do energy and consciousness work myself and develop other people. But my time spent here, I'm learning so much about how these concepts are put into everyday life. And there are cultures, places of poverty, or where, if you like, they're not like this. So a lot of people say, oh well, they're religious because they've got nothing. Well, they don't have to be. There's places in the world where people have got nothing and they've turned to the dark side, if you want to say that, and I think the people here get quite a difficult time with the government. There's no welfare state, there's no wealth in terms of the benefit system. If you don't work here, you don't eat. There's no free housing, there's no free rides. Too many free rides, I think, in Europe, and particularly in Britain. And that's something that you don't get here. Basically, everybody pulls the weight. People come here and stay, which is something I started to say, but I went off the subject on one of my tangents. And when they come, they sweep up. They don't treat it like a hotel. They cook, they bring things, they want to be part of it. Nobody expects you to do anything for them. They're grateful for what you do, and they give it you back. Show massive gratitude and share. There's a sharing community. I think that's what people said happened in the West during the war. Don't advocate war, but certainly, when the shit hits the fan, people shift. I always say that, don't I? When the shit hits the fan, when things are shit, shift. We all tend to mind our own business and be quite nasty and judgmental, and I think when things go wrong, people find their humanity. I don't think they've lost the humanity here, and I think we need to find our humanity, and I'm learning that, how to be human, like the song I'm Only Human After All, and that sort of is suggesting limitation. Here people are not bothered so much about possessions and status and money in the bank and rank and file and bureaucracy. They're just getting on with everyday simple living. And as I'm watering this and it's going dark, and there's that beautiful sunset over there that you can see, it goes very dark here very quickly. There's no pollution, there's no light pollution, so it goes from bright sun to pitch black, and I quite like that as well. So I'll say goodbye. I'm returning back to the UK in the next 2 or 3 days, and I love the UK. I'm a Brit through and through. I'm a northern lad, and I like Wales as well because my family are Welsh. My grandmother was born and bred Wales, Welsh speaker. Got a great Welsh tradition and a great Manchester tradition. But I've got to say that some of these Thai traditions are very admirable, and I'm enjoying my time here as well. Take care until I see you, either face to face or back here Keep checking back for more Witnessing the World from me, Mike Garner, from MrMikeGarner.com. God bless.